Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jake from today'siphone.com, and here's your TIP Daily for November 14th, 2012. Okay, now the first story of the day has to do with the iPad mini. Now, if you remember a couple months back when the iPad mini was nothing more than rumors and speculation, the analysts out there got to crunching some numbers and came to the conclusion that if Apple were to release an iPad mini, it would kind of cannibalize and take away sales of the 9.7-inch iPad, which could actually hurt the company rather than help it. Well, obviously now the iPad mini is a real, actual device on sale, and shockingly, the analysts were wrong. A bunch of surveys were done, and the data seems to suggest that the iPad mini doesn't actually take desire away from the 9.7-inch iPad. It actually creates desire and demand for a totally new category for Apple, this mini tablet. So everybody's happy. Obviously, there are going to be some instances where people are trying to decide, should I buy a full-size iPad, should I buy an iPad mini, and the full-size iPad will lose out. But in general, the iPad mini creates more demand than it cannibalizes from the iPad. Okay, moving on in application news, Cam takes a look today at Need for Speed Most Wanted, which is the latest Need for Speed game to hit the iOS App Store. Basically, he says that the game is very reminiscent of previous Need for Speed games, but it does add a bunch of new customization options and is a great addition to the Need for Speed lineup. You can check out the video in the description down below, and if you like these sorts of racing games or Need for Speed, it's $6.99 in the App Store, which is $4.99 British pounds, so you can check it out now. Okay, and finally, I have good news for you residents of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. If there are any of you watching this, Apple has officially announced that it will be opening its first retail store in Rio de Janeiro sometime in the near future. This is going to be the first Apple store in Brazil, and Apple is really excited to get into the market. They say they have a lot of long-term customers there, and are happy to offer the unique Apple Store experience to those customers. Okay, well that's all the big news for today, guys. Your question of the day is, are you surprised by the data suggesting that the iPad mini doesn't really cannibalize full-sized iPad sales? You know, both of the devices are very, very similar in terms of functionality, so personally I was a bit surprised that the iPad mini coming out didn't have more of an effect on full-size iPad sales and demand, but that's just me. So you can let me know how you feel in the comment section down below, or on Twitter at TIP_Jake. Please don't forget the links to everything I talked about in this video in the description down below, so definitely check those out. And as always, for more news, views, and reviews, don't forget to head over to today'siphone.com.